Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the season 4 premiere of the originals on the CW. This was, like I said, the season 4 premiere of the show, and the episode title was called Gather Up the Killers. And this has been a long time coming. I've been very eager to see the continuation of the originals. And with the Vampire Diaries just ending last week, it couldn't have come at a better time. I'm still really going to miss TVD, but the originals has become, in my opinion, it just has more going for it. And I just love the Klaus character so much. Klaus is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, TV movie character of all time. Joseph Morgan just plays him so well. He deserves an Emmy Award, in my opinion. And this season is only going to be 13 episodes, but I think that just means that we're going to have a tighter paced story, and I do hope we get a season 5, but we'll just, take it week by week, let's just support the hell out of the show, either way. In this premiere episode, it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Going into it, I knew it was going to be off to a, probably a fine start, but I didn't expect it to be this good. I loved it, I'm just going to say right now I'm rating it pretty high into the 9s out of 10s, I think. It just did what a premiere should do. It touched bases. Of course, with Klaus still being held, we find out about the 5-year time skip, which we've known about for a little while. We've been keeping up with updates on the season. There'd be a time skip. It's been about 5 years. So Marcel's been in control of the city for that long. He hasn't had Klaus daggered, with Papa Tunde's blade for that long, though. He's had it on and off, and he, feeds Klaus a little bit of blood, and, occasionally basically goes to him to, seek his advice, or, his, strategic mind. Klaus is, in my opinion, Klaus is a genius with the, ideas he comes up with and things like that. And, even Marcel, I think it was back in season 2, Klaus is the smartest man he's ever known. He's said that before. But at the same time, with Klaus and Marcel's confrontation at the end of this episode, Klaus is very much right. I think part of Marcel's mind still strives to please Klaus in a way. And it's obvious when Marcel responds by daggering him again. But meanwhile, because of, everyone hearing about the fall of the Michelsons, Klaus being brought down, his enemies, are flocking into New Orleans from all over. We have this guy named Allistair, who we find out that Klaus turned into a vampire and had him kill his whole family, including his wife, to provide a distraction so Michael wouldn't find them when they're still on the run from him. Which is a pretty dark story of Klaus. Of course, Klaus wouldn't deny, what that kind of thing was. But Klaus has, changed a lot, since then. That's Klaus's development over the course of the Vampire Diaries and the originals is really one of the greatest developed things I've ever seen. But still, I'm just not going to deny his sins, and neither would he. So Allistair, I thought, actually made for a pretty good little villain. I was wondering if he was going to be around for a little bit longer. But I like, how Marcel set him up and everything, and Klaus being, in a way sort of unleashed, and when he used the chains to pull, the people in, from, into the circle, and he basically, tore Allistair's throat out, really. We got to see him spit out something, which is really cool. He also threw a sword through someone's chest as well, which is awesome. It would have been nice to see him get to, decapitate a bunch of people with a sword or something, but hey, still really like that. Sort of, that's probably going to be part of the season, people flying in, or coming in from all over to, see it for themselves, because Klaus and the Michelson family are the oldest and most powerful, sort of vampires out there. So they're going to have a lot of people that want to, see this for themselves, really, with the relationships they've developed over the years, So I really like that as well. Then I really liked Hayley's part in this episode, too. Hayley's become such a strong character. Just over the course of the seasons. Phoebe Tonkin, she's done an excellent job, and I love her hair in this episode too. It looks great. She of course has been keeping Hope safe for all this time, well going about Freya's plan. Freya had given her instructions on how to wake her up early so she could revive the rest of the siblings, take them out of that sleep she had put them in. And we also see Hope. She's not grown up, yet. But she looks, I think she's supposed to be around 7 years old or so. And I don't know the actress's name playing her, it slipped my mind, but I've seen backstage, or behind the scenes clips, of her and Joseph Morgan getting to know each other and everything. She does pretty well so far. I think we're really going to see what she can bring acting wise when we see her and Klaus reunite. That's going to be definitely the most heartfelt dynamic of the season, I think, when that does eventually happen, which of course I'm really looking forward to. But so far what we've seen of her, I think she does a fine job. I like her. And of course, like I said, Hayley, she's going about Freya's plan. She has a pretty badass scene. She slaughters a bunch of people coming after her in this garage parking area. She goes into wolf and hybrid mode, pretty cool. The Vampire Diaries world, I always wish the werewolves would be more like wolfmen, classic style like that. I've never really liked the regular wolf design for werewolves. It just doesn't really work for me. But they did improve, the CG a little bit for the wolf here, and Hayley turned. So it did still look, fine for what it was. Just seeing Hayley's eyes, turn that golden yellow color, it's always really cool. Excuse me. So I really like the Hayley stuff in this episode. She left Hope at a house with, her grandma. Or not her grandma, but, Jackson's, mother and such. So I don't know how well that's going to go for how long, but we know that Elijah is awakened now, so he also helped Hayley out. It was weird that we didn't see Cole and Rebecca. Elijah said apparently they couldn't control their hunger, so they ran off, to feed somewhere. Still would have been good to see them. I don't know why they didn't do that for the premiere. But, hopefully we'll see them again soon. And, we also had Vincent, he starts flirting, with this woman, and, he's trying, he's just enjoying the peace, really. And he sort of questions Klaus, where's that man that, Camille claimed had this good left in him. She had it in her heart that, there's good in Klaus, and, Vincent's not really believing it now. So I think, I hope more people become aware of the good that Klaus can bring. That'll probably, have to take a while. So Vincent stuff in this episode is alright as well. You sort of questions if the Michelsons really need to be brought back and everything. But, I think they do. I think Marcel's going to get a, bite off a little more than he can chew at some point. I think Klaus is right. There'll be some kind of threat, and he'll escape at, some point. Do I think Marcel is actually going to kill Klaus? No way. Do I think he wants to? Obviously partly yes, but at the same time I do think Klaus is right in that Marcel does need him in a certain way in his mind. And you can see when Marcel's looking at that family emblem, the Michelson emblem, you can see I just see a little flicker that he sort of regrets where it's gone. So I feel like there's going to be some kind of major threat, and maybe Marcel will sort of come around again, to helping them somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'm being naive, but I think it's going to work that way somehow, eventually. But yeah, I'm sure there's something I forgot to talk about, but overall I thought it was just a fantastic premiere, really. I'm rating it a very strong, I'm debating between a 9.3, 9.4, 5, or 9.6, somewhere around there. Really good episode. I enjoyed watching it. My attention was really focused throughout. I'm really happy to have the originals back. Like I said, I've always missed TBD, but I think the originals has become a superior show. And the Klaus character is like no other on any show or movie whatsoever, so really excited to see what the season brings. And so let you guys thought about this episode. Support the hell out of the show, guys. Let's get it a 5th season. So follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.